we asked to find? Brianna, are you with us? Jackson?
We're trying to find f of x.
Say it again.
No, we're trying to find x.
Yes, we're asked to find x when?
When y is 2.
Great job. When y is 2. So we already have the answer, but let's say we don't have the answer. In this situation, y equals 2 is what type of line? Savannah?
Horizontal line.
Horizontal line, very good. Okay, very good. So I will draw a horizontal line that represents y equals 2. And of course, because a few minutes ago, we determined the x-coordinate, the y-coordinate of that point, what was it?
1.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, but now I realize that there is another point in that graph when x equals 3. So f of x equals 2 gives us two different possibilities, two different x values. And that is possible. That is a function. So we have x equals 1, x equals 3. Then we're asked to find the range of this function.
Did you put those last ones in like a bracket, like in the domain? A comma in the middle?
Can you say it again? Which one?
So like x equals bracket 1, comma 3 bracket?
There will be a tragedy. Because if I do that...
No, not that kind of bracket, like the bracket in the domain, like one of those brackets.
You mean braces?
Braces, yes, my bad.
No, I will write 1 comma 2 as an ordered pair, and I will write 3 comma 2 as an ordered pair. This is domain. It has nothing to do with a point. Now we're asked to find the range. Again, difficult because I have the graph, but here are the points again. So I have to read this y value, 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 and I have to read this y value. I missed it a little bit, sorry. So 1, 2, yes, any questions?
Yeah, it's backtracking a little, but I was going to write down the domain to check it against mine, and you have -5 in it. Is there, am I missing something?
I changed it to -6 some time ago.
I don't see -6 in it.
Yes, it's at the edge. It's -5, it's blank, but -6 is at the edge on 24.
Oh, got it.
Is that okay?
I was looking at the wrong graph. Now
we are on 24. Are we not on 24?
I have the page number for the graph. It's fine. Thank you.
Is that okay? Did I?
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Keep an eye on what I do, because sometimes I may look at a different graph by mistake. So you said 24, right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
I was wrong. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. I'd rather check. Please, never apologize. I'd rather check. I make mistakes too. Okay, so now I have to read this y value, 2, 3, 4, 5 y values. Can anyone read them for us? And of course, because it's not a continuous graph, I have to use braces again. So can anyone give us from bottom?
-5,
I agree.
-2, 0, 2, 5.
Do you all agree with that? Great, Jackson, thank you. I appreciate it. Well done. Okay, are we okay with reading from graphs? Do we need other graphs to read from? Yes or no? If you say yes, choose. If you say no, we'll move on.
I think I understand it, yeah.
Okay, then I would like to move on to something like 60. 60 on page 33. I will copy it here for those of you who cannot, like me, cannot open that book. So here is the graph, and then we'll read the text. Okay, something like this. Well, let me use the different colors, sorry. So something like this. My graph is far from being exact. So this is the graph on 60, problem 60, page 33. And they're giving us the, yes?
Sorry to interrupt, but would it be helpful if you had one of the students who can see the textbook share their screen, maybe?
Sure, you can. I'm giving permission to share anyone who would like to share the screen.
Okay, I can try. Maybe just so like seeing it in the textbook might help people.
So I'm graphing it here so for everyone to see anyway, but if you want to do that, that's fine. If anyone would like to share.
I guess people want to take pictures of it. This is the problem number 60.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So is there any way you can zoom in a tiny bit?
I can try.
Okay, and scroll. Yes, that would be great. Can you keep it like that for a second? Okay, so let's read the problem. The following graph approximates the number n in millions of hearing impaired Americans who are X years old. So in our notes, we will write n of X, which is our function, negative point. I think I see, because I'm far away from my devices, so I can put my cameras here. So I think I see four zeros after the decimal point. X to the third plus 0.0072 x squared minus 0.133x plus 2.062. And looking at the graph, use the graph to determine the domain of n. And they are giving us, you see on the x-axis, they're giving us that point. There is a tiny arrow saying 92.3. Can anyone read the domain for this function for us?
Bracket 0, comma 92.3 bracket.
Excellent. That's exactly what I just wrote. That's our domain for the function. Good. Part B, use the graph to determine the range of n. Can anyone give us the range? Hopefully not the same person. Who was that who gave us the domain before?
Jackson.
Thank you, Jackson.
Would it be bracket 0, comma bracket, or comma 6 bracket?
Excellent. From the lowest y value, which is 0, till the highest possible value of y, which appears to be 6, and the measurement unit is in millions. So from 0 millions till 6 millions. Okay. Part C. If you were marketing a new type of hearing aid, at what age group, expressed as a 10-year interval, would you target advertisements and why? Can anyone give us an idea?
60 to 70 years?
Yes, of course, because that's where the peak is. Indeed. So you will target people between 60 and 70 years of age because you want the maximum profit. And that's why. Very good. Thank you for sharing. That was awesome. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Do you think we need more examples on domain or we could continue with R.4? So I couldn't hear you.
I said more example, please.
Like which one? Please choose. So R.3 is done. So R.3 should be finished by Wednesday.
The first one.
What do you mean by the first one? Which number?
The question 24.
Back to question 24?
Yes, please.
So go back to the same question or another one?
Another one.
Can you please choose from 21 through 32? Which one? Zainab, which one?
1 second, I'm searching for So look.
Michelle, Amanda, are you okay? Everything okay? Savannah? Yes?
All good.
Okay. What about 26?
26. In 26, the graph looks like this. And it has 2 points. Can anyone read for us those 2 points?
-3, 4.
Very good. -3, 4. And the other one?
And 5, 1.
Good. And the other one is 5, 1. Perfect. Very good. Is this a function? Why? Michelle said yes.
Yes.
Why?
It passes the vertical line test.
Very good. We're asked to find f of 1. What is given in this question? Amanda?
Sorry. You know that x equals 1.
Very good. So I will draw a vertical line at 1. It crosses the graph in 1 point, and I will read the y value. Very difficult on my graph. What would you say roughly from the graph?
2.5.
I would say 2.5. So 2.5. Very good. Part B, the domain. Can anyone give us the domain?
Would the domain be bracket -3, 1 bracket?
We cannot read the x value from here and the y value from here. So it's between -3 and +5. The domain is measured on the x-axis from the leftmost point till the rightmost point. Can anyone give us the range of this function?
Bracket 1, 4 bracket.
Very good. And final question, f of x equals 2. So if f of x equals 2, how much is x? What do we need to do now? Savannah, what do we need to do?
So we're given the y, so we should look at when y is 2, what x is.
So we draw a horizontal line that is y equals 2. It crosses the graph in a particular point. Of course, we cannot read from my graph. So from here, x, can anyone give us the x?
Would it be like -1?
Everything is above the x-axis will not be, it's not possible.
It looks
Oh,
just
sorry,
a little
I'm
bit-
confused.
Are we supposed to give you the 2 points for the when f of x is 2?
Right, but there are no
So
2
it would
points.
be-
There is only 1 point in this case. The graph, y equals 2 crosses the graph in only 1 point, not in 2.
Oh, I see.
It looks like it's just a little over 2.
Yes, I think you're right. It looks like oh, actually, I see it exact. Yeah.
Well, 2 exactly, yeah.
Yeah, roughly 2. So then this point is 2, 2. In this case, there is only 1 point, not 2. Okay, moving on to R.4. In R.4, we talk about lines. We already talked about lines. Let me refresh your memory. The definition of the slope. So let's list them again. So Shvam, do you remember the definition of the slope?
For which one?
Given 2 points. Given 2 points. The definition of the slope? Okay.
Are you looking for the equation or just like what it means?
That's a very good point. Given 2 points, I like to write a definition.
Okay, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Excellent.
Or a rise over run.
Very good, indeed. Rise over run. Perfect. So now we have 2 equations of a line. So let's write both to refresh our memory. Let's say Amin, do you remember any?
Just any equation of a line.
Yes, but there are only 2, not just any. Just any of those 2. We did this last week.
Are you asking from the past notes?
I'm asking from your past experience, past notes from last week. Just equations of a line. There are only 2. Noor, do you remember?
I remember what?
Do you remember any of the equations of the line?
Not off the top of my head now.
Okay.
Y equals nx plus b is one of them.
The other one is y1 minus y equals m x minus x1, I think.
Point slope form, very good. The first one is slope intercept form, and the other one is the point slope form. Very good. What do we know about parallel lines?
I have a question about
Of course.
the formulas.
Yes.
For the slope, if we were using the second one and the slope formula, you have y minus y1. Could that be y1 minus y2, or I guess it's just weird to me in the slope one, it's
So,
y2 minus y1, but then in the line, it's just y and y1.
so one more time just to make sure. So you're comparing these 2.
No, I'm comparing the slope formula, the actual slope formula.
Yes.
Rise over run.
Right, with this.
I'm just curious why one is in like y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, but the point slope.
Very good. Very good. Very good question. So this is a line with 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. In order to find the slope of the line, I have to determine the rise and then find the run. So the y, the change in y will be y2 minus y1, and the change in x will be x2 minus x1. And this is a number. In order to find an equation or a function, we need generic y and x. So if I do not have y and x, I don't have an equation. I don't have a function. So once I determine that number, this equation has a number, but it has to have the generic y and it has to have the generic x. Because otherwise it will all be a number.
So and those are the variables.
Those are the variables.
Okay.
So this, it's a very good question actually. This is the input and this is the output. This also can be denoted by f of x. But if I don't have plain y and plain x, I don't have a function. X could go away because even y equals 3 is a function. But y cannot go away. If I don't have y, then I don't have a function. I don't have an equation. Is this clear?